Yep. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to RJH YouTube channel. Friday, lovely day out, sun's shining, so let's see how we go. If you don't want to get sunburnt, get yourself in, get on the computer, come and watch us. RJH YouTube live stream. Welcome. Tonight, trying something different again, a specific topic, Module 1 training, Module 1 test. So tonight's subject is all about Module 1. Good evening, Andy, Ian, Mr. Junior 786. So anybody that's thinking about getting the bike license, going through the process, well, you've had plenty of time out, so we're absolutely bombarded. So this is gonna help you. And so welcome anyway. I'm Robert. I've got a special guest, the young poodle again, coming along later. So Robert has invited the poodle. I don't know whether he's going to be coming tonight, so wait and see. Stay tuned. Okay, so anyway, what a week I've had. So 29th of March, we came out of lockdown and we're able to train. ATBs were able to train. And obviously the DVSA have not. They're open on Monday the 12th of April, so we've had 2 weeks to prepare. We've had CBT training, absolutely bombarded. Well done Team RJH for getting through all the backlog of CBTs, doing really well. Well done to all the module 1 and 2 training tests, getting ready training. We've had 2 weeks of training, get ready for the module 1 and 2 tests from Monday the 12th. Well done. And also I've been running two series of instructor training workshops. So I've been based over in Northwich every day, introducing some new instructors coming into the business. So it's been a really busy week at the front end, but also behind the scenes. So Lisa's been, she's been getting tests, on the phone every day, on the DVSA booking office calendar every day, getting tests. So we've got tests there. Got Charlie in the booking office taking on, looking after all the old customers from pre-lockdown and also all the new customers coming in, because March, April, it's the season picking up. It's getting going. So stay tuned. Tonight is all about Module 1. Now, throwing something else into the mix, because we've been averaging about 2 hours on the live stream. Really pleased with that. Thanks for watching. 8:30, I'm going to have a competition. Okay, so at 8:30, I'm going to ask 3 questions. First person to reply is going to get a bundle prize of RJH accessories. So that's going to be at 8:30. 3 questions. So please like the video. Please share the video. Let's get lots of people interested in it. What I've got are 3 RJH goodies for you. So we've got the baseball cap. We've got the neck tubes. And we've got the lanyards. So it's all the RJH branded merchandise. So there's a bundle of 3 items. Competition is at 8:30. So please share the video. Let's get a load of people onto it. All right. So we're going to be going on in a moment to Module 1. A little bit about the history of it, what's involved, how you can get through with a clean sheet and no faults, as we do get a load of them. So anyway, that's that. Let's just have a look what's going on here, because there's quite a lot. We've got about coming up to 20 people watching at the time. Last week was a record, by the way, 50 people watching at one time. Lisa, welcome. Nearsighted from the far side. That's an interesting, what would you call it, a handle? A username, Mr. Junior. Yeah, done your CBT today? Well done, mate. Where did you do it and how did you find our video? Comment away. Ian Wallington, how do you want the questions? Well, you just fire away, Ian, because there's other instructors that are going to be able to answer as well, but I'm going to have a sort of roll on. I'm going to use the Module 1 test sheet. I'm going to go through start to finish and stuff. So you got a question, mate, you ask away. Got my Module 1 on 22nd, near-sighted from the far side. Where is your Module 1, mate? I don't know. Are you male or female? Scott McKay, hi, keep up the videos. They're helping me a lot. Fantastic. Good to hear, Scott. That is what we like. A lot of, yeah, okay. bit of time out and everything, but doing the videos, but it's free. It's all educational and it's free for you guys. So if anybody, you know, anybody's doing module 1, you've got a question, yeah, you can go to your instructors and get it, and they'll give you sound advice. But, you know, get on here, ask the questions. Yeah, we've got the answers. So, and it won't cost you anything. So what we got? Andy, loved it, mate. Junior got theory booked on 2nd week of May. Good. Get that theory booked and get your full license. Ian, good luck on your, yeah, because I know you messaged me, I think, on YouTube. I said, yeah, live video regarding module 1. So there you go. Rider Training Northwest. Rider Training Northwest. Is that the one? That's up Southport way, isn't it? I think. Dylan, well done, mate. Good. That's what we like to see. Evening, Rob. Eamon Alwyn, speaking of branded merch, would you consider a brand refresh? Asking for a designer friend. Well, we were all, you can drop me a mail, but we seem to be okay. I've got somebody that sort of looks after all that website stuff and everything, but no, I think we're okay. But hey, pass on the details. Never say no. Ipswich. Video help me, just need a 4-day DAS as I need a bit more time. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, it has been a busy week. 24 comments. Sorry, 24 viewers. So we're halfway to our record of 50, and there's 8 likes. So all the viewers, please like the video. Please like the video. It does help more people bolt on. It does help more people on. So like the video, share the video. So yeah, busy week. Other than that as well, we are now able to offer, from today, we are able to offer finance on all of our courses. And how cool is that? It's a unique USP to us. It's had, I don't know, 3 or 4 months in the making, going through all the registration, finance registration and all that sort of stuff, getting licensed and stuff. But RJH now are able to offer finance on all of its courses from today. So anybody that's been thinking about it, yes, a big investment. Can I spread the cost over? Yes, you can. All right, so let's get that. So also remind you about the competition. 8:30, we're going to be asking 3 questions. First person to get the 3 questions right, we will send you the 3 bundle pieces of RJH merchandise. That is a cap, neck tube, and a lanyard. Hey, ready, Brecky Rides. He's over in America at the moment, is young Sam. Well, nice to see you join us, Sam. You spoke to Charlie today, so come to Eccles. And the answer to your question about registering, so I've got it here somewhere, just so I know what I'm talking about. You asked if we were able to go through the LCAS scheme. We are looking at that, mate. And I know that anybody that is serving in the armed forces, which Sam is, he's over in America. He's serving with the British Armed Forces, so good for you, Sam. Well done, mate. We are looking at being able to provide that for you guys. I know you can get that funding through the armed forces. So that is something we are looking at. Okay. So nice to have you on board, Sam. Right then. What else can we say? Keep liking the video, please. Let's get those likes up. Keep sharing the video. Let's get those viewers up, because we do want to try and break our record. Okay, in the UK, there was a big shake-up with the testing regime back in the sort of early to mid 2000s, and the test was basically to comply with the EU second directive. So because we were Europe and this sort of thing, so they were having a big shake-up with the testing regime for motorbikes. So as far back as I can remember, we were aware of it, and it was going on, and yes, going to be introduced. It was going to be introduced in 2008. Now, when I say the new test, what I'm talking about is a test most of you are actually familiar with now, and that's the Module 1 and Module 2 test. Before that, it was just a 40-minute road test, and the U-turn and the emergency stop was on the road. But then a big shake-up, second European directive, and Module 1 was born. Supposed to come in 2008, came in on the specific date was the 27th of April 2009 was the first Module 1 in the UK. And I think back at the time, there was a lot of unease within the industry and a lot of bike schools were anti it. We actually supported it, along with many bike schools that are still training today, supported it and welcomed the changes. But it was introduced 27th of April 2009, Module 1 and Module 2. So a two-part motorbike test. So yes, CBT theory, but a two-part motorbike test. So that's where your Module 1 came from. And what I'm going to do is introduce, just talk you through really the Module 1, what's involved and stuff. But that's where it came from. And test centres across the country, I think there was something like motorbike tests. I think it was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I think it might have been up in the 700s across the country, but it really dropped down because these multi-purpose test centres, the DVSA had to go and buy land, rent land or whatever to do these. So the test centres became not many. So it's not uncommon then for bike schools to, they just opted out and gave up, didn't want to travel an hour. It's not uncommon for a bike school to use one test centre, but we will sort of get on the back of it, and I think we use about 8 or 9 different test centres. And our sites in Manchester, our site in Northwich, and our site in Wigan, they're all accessible to St Helens. We probably use St Helens most now, but we use about 8 or 9 test centres. And I will throw you in. I'll sort of bring the Charlie in later, and he can talk to you about how we book people and where we go, because if anybody comes into us who want to get the training, they don't wait very long, because we have tests across the three schools, 8 different test centres, and I know a lot of our competitors will use one test centre. They won't go. So it's not uncommon for us to travel an hour. Indeed, I think the most we travel is from Northwich down to Shrewsbury, which is 51 miles from Northwich CBT, RJH Northwich, down to Shrewsbury multipurpose test centre, 51 miles. I mean, down that A49, what a beautiful road. And that's for a Module 1. So a little bit about the Module 1. It was introduced in 2009, and then it had a little bit of a jiggle around in 2011. So 2009, it was, back in the early Module 1, it was straight, the high speed manoeuvres. It was the avoidance before the emergency stop, and there was no, you had to meet the 50 kilometers per hour. There was no allowance in the speed. 2011 it was changed slightly, a little bit of a tweak on the slow speed, but it then changed to the emergency stop before the avoidance, not the other way around, and you can get a second attempt if you weren't up to speed. So what I'm going to do tonight, stay with me folks, is go through the Module 1, and you will pay good money to your instructors to go through what I'm going to go through with you, which is the Module 1. So stay tuned. Okay, so that's that little bit of a going up. 30 people watching. So see if we can get it creeping up, ladies and gents. Please like the video and share the video. Stay tuned till 8:30, because at 8:30 I'm going to be asking 3 questions, and you have a chance of winning the RJH goodie bag. Which is worth about 20 quid. But hey, £20. So that's that. Northeast Gaz, nice to see you back, mate. You got your CBT tomorrow. Good luck, mate. Don't really know much. I know the Lexmoco ZSB 125. But I'm sure many will comment away on that, mate. We use Kawasaki Z125s, Honda CB125Fs, Suzuki GSX 125, and we've got the little Honda MSX 125 Grom. So all of ours are Honda Suzuki Japanese. What mobile app would you recommend to study riding and driving pre-practice? Lots on the internet. App, go on the Apple Highway Code. There'll be lots there. Evening, Stephen. Nearsighted from the far side. I've been told to start braking as soon as you go through the speed trap on the emergency stop. Is that right? No, that is not right, mate. You do not slow down to stop on the emergency stop until your examiner does that. Okay, so, and we'll go through that in a bit more detail. Yeah, so lots of people, I know, think they know what's going on and everything, but hey, that is what it is. Okay, so everybody's still with us. Yeah, 34 going, creeping up. Thank you very much. Keep liking the video. Indicators on the module 1, are they needed, Ian? No, they are not. No indicators are needed on the module 1. Ride Beyond, hi mate, done my module 1, passed it. That would have been pre-lockdown 3 then, Ride Beyond, good man. So you're probably waiting to get itching to get your module 2, are you? Peter Vernon, I have mod 2 or test on 26th of April, and how many rider faults on the test? 10 rider faults you can pass. 11 rider faults, Peter, you will fail. 1 serious fault, 1 dangerous fault, you will fail. Now, you come away from that test with 10 minor faults, mate, and that is a pass. But I can assure you now, it's nothing to be proud of. Okay, if you pass with 10 minor faults, you're playing it very close to the wind. So a good pass on a module 2, under 5 faults is a good pass. Yeah, pass is a pass, but under 5 faults is a good pass. We get people with no faults occasionally, not always. But under 5 faults, you can be very proud of yourself. You can be very proud of yourself with 10 rider faults. It's a pass, but, you know, not as proud as under 5 faults, if that makes sense. Ian, thanks. You're welcome, mate. Rolling it. Yeah, you just keep firing those questions if you've got any. 37 we just touched on then, so we're gradually creeping up, and we're on about 16 minutes. So that's what we like to hear. It makes me feel it's worthwhile, and I will keep coming back and do more videos. If I get more people watching and more people liking and more people sharing, I will do more videos. CBT on 27th of May. Can't wait. Nice. I hope you're subscribed. Any of you guys that are commenting away, subscribe to the channel, because we have, I think I counted, there's over 70 videos on CBTs. That's 70 videos on CBTs, and that's myself and Graham and Sylvia really working hard and getting those videos up. And it is an ongoing, evolving process. Perfect timing. You've got your module 1 test book for the 19th. Great to hear. Red-tailed 78. So how have you found the channel, mate? Did it pop up on your feed? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to your channel. Rolling U-turn, or then you can do either rolling stance, as long as you are going within the white lines. You can go on the white line, you will pick up a minor fault, but I will go into more of that in a minute. Ooh, best 600cc. Whew, there's plenty of them out there. So I'm going to give the questions a break for a while. I'm sure that the Chief Graham will be along soon, and I know Andy is on board, and Sylvie will be. They may be able to answer if I can't keep up with you all. So first things first, then, I suppose, is if you're going for your module 1 test, and if you've not seen one of these, then we talk through and go through all of the exercises during your training with us. And I know Charlie, when he comes on, he's going to go through, you know, how we schedule your training, because we schedule your training. We don't just do module, we do slow speed exercises, high speed. So your lessons are split, but your instructor, our instructors will have one of these, and I'll go through this with you. This is a module 1 layout. Okay, module 1 layout. This is a left circuit, but you could also get a right circuit. So depending on the day, will depend which one you're going to get. But before you even get there, I suppose it's fair to say, you know, before you do your module 1, you've passed your CBT and you've passed your motorcycle theory test. Now, we, as a training school, buy tests. We trainer book tests. So you buy a course with us, we provide you with a test. But we cannot name you for that test unless you've passed your theory. So when you're going for your module 1 test, you will have passed your CBT and you will have passed your theory test. Okay, so that's very important there. When you go for your module 1, your instructor, so what we do, you come and meet us on the day at one of our training schools, and we will take your documents off you. So we're going to take responsibility of your documents. So we will ensure before we leave the training centre that we have got your driving licence. We will ensure that we've got your theory test certificate. And we will ensure that we've got your CBT certificate. We'll put them in a little folder, put them in the top box, and then that's one less thing for you to worry about. We will also present you for test wearing the correct gear. And we provide helmet, jacket, gloves, trousers if needed. One thing that we do not provide is footwear. So you need ankle protection footwear as a minimum. If you arrive for your training without ankle protection footwear, your test will not go ahead, and we won't take you for test without. All right, so bear that in mind. There's a few little sort of things there before you go to test. So we will then get you to the test centre 15 minutes, 20 minutes before the test, so that you can use the facilities, the cloakrooms and stuff, and just get your head in the zone. What I would say to anybody thinking of going and doing a module 1 test is to make sure that you are prepared. You cannot blag through a module 1 test. You need to be relatively comfortable. You need to be relatively confident. And you certainly need to have the ability. So if there's an area of your module 1 that you're weak on, book another lesson, get another test. And then people, oh, it's only £15.50. Well, yeah, the test fee is only £15.50, but you've got to hire the bike and everything. But what's it doing to you in here? So the second time you go for tests, you've got a bit more pressure. So put a bit of training, listen to your instructors. If they say get another training session in, get another training session in, and then you can feel more confident. So that's what we recommend. So yeah, you found it really helped to walk through a circuit. Yeah, so well done. Yeah, we as a training school do not use the test centre facility. We have used it once or twice, but we don't use it because we've got access to areas that we can conduct all of the module 1 training day in, day out, day in, day out. So we can present somebody for test with a very good evening, Sylvia. Yeah, please click the thumbs up button, ladies and gents. 44, well done. So people say to me, so yeah, you know, on module 1, so we present you for the test. You sign all your declarations, you get your brief from your examiner, and he'll just explain that you're going to enter the training yard, and what he wants you to do is treat it like you're on the public highway. So little hints there about your observations. 45 watching, keep it up. So remember, 8:30, 3 questions. First correct answer, a free lanyard, RJH lanyard, RJH cap, RJH neck tube, so a bundle, little goodie bundle. So yeah, your examiner will ask you to treat like a public highway. So your car park is somewhere outside of there, and it's a big fence. Only you and your examiner on the yard. Okay, so you can see this one is a right circuit. As I said before, you can get a left circuit. So when you're outside of the test centre, when you're outside and the examiner opens the gate, wherever it is, you just need to ride forward the other side of the gate and wait for him. So what he's going to do then is he's going to close the gate. But remember, your test has started, so you want to be moving away in the control position. If you don't know what the control position is, ask the question, somebody will tell you. You need to check your mirrors and your shoulders before you move forward, and then the examiner will close the gate behind you, then he'll come up to you, and ultimately, don't matter where your gate is on that training yard, he wants you to ride forward and park in one of the green bays. And there's 8 green cones here replicating 2 parking bays. And we will always encourage you to park in the one on the right with the yellow and blue behind. So park up in the right-hand side parking bay. Okay, and what you need to do before you move over there, again, in the control position, and you need to check your mirrors and your shoulders before you move away. Otherwise, you will be accumulating rider faults, okay? Rider faults. 5 minor faults is a pass, 6 minor faults is a fail. 1 serious fault or 1 dangerous fault is a fail. Good evening, Donna G. Nice to see you. 47, so we got 3 more. Now, I had a little personal competition with my little poodle friend, and I said, I can get to 50 on my own. And he said, no, you can't. He said to me, he was the reason coming on last week that we got to 50. And I said, no, I can get to 50 on my own. So please, please, pretty please, get to 50 on my own. Please don't let me down. So manual handling. So you're going to park up in that bay. You need to make sure that it is like a Tesco car park bay or something like that. Don't have any part of your bike outside of the cones. Imagine there's a white line joining up the cones. So any part of your bike, don't want it outside it. Make sure it's in it. Now, the sequence for parking up and getting off of it then. So make it very clear. Your examiner is watching you from a distance. So make no, you know, he got eyes in his back of his head. Okay, 50. Thank you. 51. And I'm on my own. That's what I like. God, I've won the bet now. Anyway, so the sequence to get off the bike is you park her up, you pop it into neutral, you turn the engine off, and you put the side stand down and you dismount. Okay? And with that, you're not going to get any faults. Now, can you think then, what would happen if you parked up and you put the side stand down? Engine would cut out. You probably get a minor fault. What would happen if you parked up, didn't put it into neutral, put the side stand down, and then got off the bike with the engine running? You could flick it into gear, control fault, and that could lead to failing in extreme circumstances. So if you want to get no faults at all, listen to the following. You park up in the bay, no part of your wheels bike outside. Secure the bike. You select neutral. You turn the engine off. You put the side stand down and you dismount the bike safely and wait. And, you know, make sure the side stand, give it a little kick to make sure it is fully down and get off. And that is what you want to do for your Module 1 manual handling. And what you're doing then is he's going to tell you to push the bike around to the other side. Okay, so you're going to get into the side of the side stand, hand on the handlebar, left hand on the left handlebar, right hand on the grab rail or the fixed point of your bike, lift the bike up right, kick the stand up, and then look over both your shoulders before you push around, looking where you're going, and you can do it in one scoop all the way around into the other side, pop it onto the side stand. That is by far the easiest way to do it. Now, people say, oh, the bike's too heavy, the bike's too heavy. Yes, it is heavy. If you lean it towards you too much or lean it away from you too much, it is going to be heavy. So keep it upright. Keep the bike upright. 1 or 2 goes practice and you can nail it. All right, and we've got videos of this in the channel. So watch our Module 1 playlist. We have got all of the answers in the questioned. Sorry, we've got all the answers in the videos, okay? Dismount from the left, yes. Stand side, Ian. Lift it up a little bit, Lisa. Like that. Yeah. Okay. So that's your manual handling, and a lot of people do get a bit worried about it, but you know, there's nothing to worry about. A bit of practice and you can get it done. All right. What's the second exercise? Well, the second and third together, I suppose. So we'll go on to that in a minute, but once again, thank you very much, ladies and gents. You broke my record tonight with just me. No Charlie, so me, the face of RJH. So keep it up, keep liking those videos, keep sharing it, and remember to stay tuned for 8:30. So another hour, and I will be asking a 3-question competition where you can win a bundle of neck tube. So you've seen these, yeah, the neck tubes, the lanyards, and also the cap. So those 3 are going to be won by the person that can answer the 3 questions which are coming your way at 8:30. So please do rejoin us if you go and have a break or whatever. Come back for 8:30. But hoping that you all are finding this useful so far. We are talking tonight about Module 1. Any of you new viewers coming down asking questions, please do let us know where you found the video, this live stream. Did it come up on your feed? Is it something you knew about? Are you subscribed to the channel? We do like to sort of know where you all come from. Okay. So exercise 2 and exercise 3 is the slalom and figure of 8. Okay, so it's the 5 yellow cones and 2 blue cones. Slalom and figure of 8. We would always recommend, but the benefit of training with us, by the way, with RJH, Manchester, Northwich and Wigan next month, the benefit of training with us is our slow speeds exercises a lesson. We do slow speed lesson and then we do a high speed lesson, 3-hour lessons, but they're separate. We do a slow speed lesson, come back to a high speed lesson, so you have time to process everything, a little bit of break and so on. It's not dun, 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 day in, day out. It can be, but we don't recommend it. And the benefit with the slalom and figure of 8 is that we don't use the test centre. You know, we see people go and do a bit of practice on test centre where they've had an hour on here and they're sharing it with another trainee. So they've had half an hour each. By the time they talk to, they've already done 2 slalom and figures of 8 and they're going for the test. If we've got a 3-hour lesson, our pupils will do this slalom and figure of 8 along with all the exercises, probably 20 or 30 times each. They can then do it with their eyes closed. You know, they really, really comfortable. So the benefit of training with RJH is we don't use the test centres. That is a big benefit for us. We've got the facilities to train. So when you do your lesson, boom, 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 boom. No faffing about. So we get a good first-time pass rate on Module 1. Okay, that's enough of that. 47, very good. Yes, he will be joining us later, Graham. If you've missed it, I've actually broke last week's record with just me. So I've proved that I can do it. Over 50, I had 51, I think I got on my own. Really pleased with that. Anyway, let's see what we get when Charlie joins us. Speed, slalom figure of 8. So if you're in the one side, you go in the other, go in between the first 2 yellow cones. So whatever side you're in, go in between the first 2 yellow cones. Slalom figure of 8. Now this is a slow speed control exercise. So the coordination, gas, clutch, rear brake. What you're doing with the clutch, you're feathering it. What you're doing with the rear brake, you're just gently trailing along with it. Speed, we would recommend slalom figure of 8 about 6, 7, 8 miles an hour. So get a bit of rhythm. Don't do it too slow. People will go straight into it. They're too slow, feet down, hit a cone or whatever, then they're going to fail, of course, because you don't want your feet down. So control position moving away, check your mirrors, check your shoulders, move away using your POM. I've got a video on about POM, prepare, observe, maneuver, and get that brake working from the start. And you really want to be looking at that 6, 7, 8 miles an hour, looking where you're going. You're going to be doing a couple of figures of 8, but you need to be doing 2 figures of 8. Your examiner will call you one side or the other. So listening out for him. If you don't hear him, don't worry. He'll shout a bit louder, raise his voice a bit louder, but you will hear him. But the important thing with that is to look where you're going. Don't look at the cones. Get a nice bit of rhythm going. Leave that front brake alone. Don't put your feet down. Don't hit the cones. Now, if you go the wrong way or you miss a cone, it's not over until your examiner says it's over. I have people, yeah, they've got away with it. They missed a cone, they got away with it, yeah, because everything else was fine. So don't, if you've done something wrong, do not let it affect the rest of your ride. Okay, so it's not over until it's over. How's that? All right, slalom, figure of 8. So then you're going to be on one side or the other. The examiner will ask you to pop it into neutral. At that point, he's probably going to walk away and set the Bluetooth up for his speed trap. Got a little thing around his neck and his speed trap. So we just leave you alone there for a little bit, but you just sit there in neutral, just wait for him. And, you know, and I think what you can do there, if you feel that everything's gone all right during that, you can pat yourself on the back, you know, because you've got the first couple of maneuvers out the way and you can start relaxing. Yeah, relax, because if you relax, then you're going to get it all done easier. So before we go on to the next exercise, let's have another look then. Late finish today, Rob. Yeah, well, likewise, G. Yeah, likewise, mate. Yeah, the Confessions of a Bike Instructor. Yeah, it's all or nothing, isn't it? Make sure you don't grab front brake. Absolutely. I say, yeah, slow speed coordination, Stefan, no front brake at all. And you sound like that is a voice of experience. Have you had experience of hitting your front brake? So don't be shy, tell us. The power of positivity, Mark. PMA, positive mental attitude. If you want it, it is there. Do you get a minor if you do use your front brake? You might not get anything nearsighted, you know, because, yeah, I can use my front brake very, very gently and nothing will happen. But, you know, if you use your front, we don't teach you to use a front brake on slow speed. If you use your front brake on slow speed, it could contribute to you losing control because of the power of it. So the answer is you might not get any fault, but it depends on the situation and what's happening during that. But you could, yes, get a control fault. So don't. No, Stefan, you've not had, you just know, you might have seen somebody do it then, yeah, but you don't, yeah, you're right, you don't use the front brake. Ready, brake, right, got a minor for going too wide on the figure of 8. Yes, you can go too wide. So, you know, what you want it is nice and even, the gaps between the figures of 8, and you want to do it nice and even. So, but a minor fault, yeah, it's not necessarily a fail, but, you know, and that can be, why can you go wide? Is it because you're not looking where you want to go? Is it going maybe a little bit too fast? You know, there's a few different reasons you can go wide, but yeah, minor fault, you are allowed 5 of those, so it's not a problem. Can you not do a stationary lifesaver before making a U-turn, or do you always have to do it while slowly moving? Okay, yeah, if you want to do a standstill U-turn, Eamon, you can do one. So you get yourself ready, yeah, you do your lifesaver, it's safe to go, and you go straight into the U-turn. That's fine. If you roll the bike forward for you know, any length of time, so you check your mirrors, yeah, you do your lifesaver and you move forward, you know, for any, you will need to do a second lifesaver, and that's a rolling U-turn. Standstill U-turn, one lifesaver, you go. Rolling U-turn, get a second lifesaver in. So hope that clears that up. The certificate is waiting for you at the test centre. Be positive. Yeah, the examiner has a book of certificates. So yeah, positive is very, very important. Stefan, Uno, grab front brake on emergency stop. So basically, I've lift up rear tire. Yeah, so yeah, if you're a bit too harsh with it, a bit too much pressure on the front brake, it's not uncommon. Yeah, the back end comes up and that can contribute to skidding, locking up the back wheel. So you know, you want to be using the brakes progressively. We'll go on to the emergency stop in a minute. So yeah, so what do we covered then? Manual handling, slalom, figure of 8. So that's a bit there. So examiner comes back over to you in a straight line, and now the examiner wants you to walk forwards. Yeah, the examiner wants you to walk forwards and stop with your front wheel in the 4 blue cones. Yeah, so the examiner wants you to walk forward, ride forward, front wheel in the blue cones. Now, the examiner is going to walk behind you. There's no set speed for this. but we train people to go no more than 4 miles an hour, and the examiner's walking behind you, wants to see the brake light on. Really, that's showing that you've got the coordination. So if you go racing away a bit too fast, there's no brake light on, then he's not going to be happy with that. So get that POM going, and look at my video, one of the latest videos, POM, prepare, observe, maneuver. Set your gas, find your bike point, the bike wants to go, but you're on the back brake. Bit more gas, bit more clutch, drive, hold onto the back brake. The bike's really tight, wants to go, but it won't go because you're on the back brake. At that point, get your mirrors and shoulders done, and then all you're doing is releasing a bit of pressure on the back brake, and you can control that slow speed from the offset, and it's beautiful. 2 mile an hour, 3 mile an hour, you can do front wheel in that box, and that is a good slow speed exercise. Now, a lot of people do not stop with their front wheel in that box, and that's going to be a fail if you don't. Now, where's the line? Where's the join in the box? Is a box, 4 blue cones. You've got to imagine a white line joining them. So if you follow your fork spindles down, and then they stop at the center of the wheel. So if you just sort of eye it up where they go further down at that point there, if that's outside of the cones, that's a fail. Yeah. So it's quite a big box as well. It's quite a big box, so make sure that front wheel is in the box. Okay, so into neutral again. Every time, when you ride, you do an exercise, pop it into neutral. You can relax your hands and your legs and so on, and then you can have a chat. You might even ask you what you do. You might ask you what bike you're going to get. They are human beings. So, to get a bit of a rapport going and get a bit of a chit-chat, it will make you relax, okay? U-turn, the dreaded U-turn. What is it with U-turns? Comment away. What is it with U-turns? People, I don't want a U-turn. I don't like a U-turn. I'm petrified of a U-turn. What is it about a U-turn? On a Module 1 test, the U-turn is 7.5 meters wide. You get a bloody tank around there. You get a tank. 7.5 meters. About 20 years ago, I used to run tests out of Macclesfield Test Centre. And if anybody knows Macclesfield Football Club, it's a Siltman football club on the Moss Estate, which is a big estate right next to Macclesfield Town. Last time I was there, actually, Donna G, I went with you and watched Cardiff City playing at Macclesfield. That's the last time I was there. But anyway, there's a little estate in there, and if you had a test, Module 2, even the old test in Macclesfield, you could get Craig Road. And Craig Road, I can tell you, was probably about 5.5 feet wide. And today's Module 1 test is 7.5. You don't know how lucky you've got it, ladies and gents. You don't know how lucky you've got it. So your front wheel is in the box, and you don't want to go past the end of the white line. You don't want to go outside of them. Okay, control position, mirror shoulders before you set off. Last shoulder being over your right, because that's the road in a sense. And then before you actually do the point of the turn, you need to know another lifesaver and separate the lifesaver from the mover. Be able to act on what you see in real life situation. Go on the white line, you could pick up a minor fault, but observations are really important. You can fail. If you miss your lifesavers, it's fair to say you're going to struggle and fail. Put your foot down, you're going to fail. Put your foot down on any of your slow speeds, you're going to fail. Straight line, fail. Okay, so the U-turn. But as I say, 7.5 meters, it is quite wide. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to be doing is into the sort of higher speed ones. Okay, so we'll come back to those in a moment. But if you sort of reflect on the test, and as I said to you before, the Module 1 test, first conducted test in the country, Module 1, which was as a result of the second EU directive, it was on the 27th of April 2009, and since that time, because I've been teaching teaching people to ride bikes for close to 20 years. Been riding bikes myself all my life, and I didn't have any of this training. But if you look at a rider that goes through this, so somebody comes to me, I want to get my bike license, you're talking through all this, and it sounds like a minefield. It sounds such a long process. But I can honestly say with my hand on my heart that if I take a new rider that's not ridden through this process to pass this test, they are a much better skilled, more skilled rider than on the old test. Because, you know, you have to have a much higher standard of control and riding the bike on this test than the old test. All right. So we at RJH totally support the Module 2 test. It's not a money making game. It is ultimately to make you guys safer, in control of your bikes on the roads. And let's be honest, don't we all want a bit of that? Yeah. So let's see then, we're creeping back up again. 46 people watching, 28 likes. So anybody, there's more watchers than likes, so please like the video if you're enjoying it. Yeah, we do want to spread that word, ladies and gents. SBS11, hi Rob, loving the live. Good man, that's what we like. Positive. I need people to love what I'm doing. If you love what I'm doing, if you like what I'm doing, I'll come back again. If I don't get that, I won't come back again. That's as simple as that. You know, because these sort of things, you come out your comfort zone. Who wants to sit in front of a TV and listen to himself talking for 2 hours? So I come outside the comfort zone. And you know, anyway, another question: how's everybody getting on with their lockdown hair? I've had to bloody put all this gel stuff in it to get, it's getting everywhere. So how is everybody getting on with their lockdown hair? There's nowhere open that you can get your hair cut. What's that about? Aliash, hope to see. I mean, some people don't have that problem, but you know, I've got a thick head of hair and there's no sign of it going yet. And you know, some people it's going, they don't have to worry about it, just shave it off because there's nothing there, or they're already bald. Yeah, Andy, you're doing fine, and G, you're doing fine. Yeah, but what about me? You know, I've got a thick head of hair and it's bloody hell, I can't get it cut anywhere. Lucky you can't see a bald patch. What are you bloody on about? No bald patch. Yeah, you know who your friends are, don't you? Looking to book in to do the DAS at the Wigan Centre. Sylvia will be looking after you, Cassie. Can I ask about that now, or will you be doing a chat on that in the future? We will be doing a chat on the future. I think Sylvia was on here somewhere. Ask away, Cassie. Sylvia will pick up your questions, I'm sure. 3 days, get your appointment in. Yeah, 3 days. Trouble is, though, Sam, it will be so busy that, you know, I think I'm going to leave it a few weeks. Yeah, no way. Get some clippers. And the wife, she tried that. I didn't like it, Stephen, so I'm not going back on that again. So let's go on to the high-speed maneuvers. So, and this is another thing that generally can get people in a little bit of a pickle. But I can tell you, I suppose, if you've done all of these exercises, manual handling, slalom figure of 8, slow speed in a straight line, and a U-turn. If you've done all those and you're feeling comfortable, pat yourself on the back, because, you know, that, for me, now is the hardest part over. That, for you, on this test maneuver, is the hardest part over. Because, you know, and you should now be feeling a bit more comfortable, a bit more relaxed with the examiner. And this now is the hardest part over. The high speeds, yeah, let's get them nailed. But pat yourself on the back, you're doing well. And this particular one is a right circuit. Now, the right circuit really means, it ultimately is because it's a right hazard avoidance. So you're going around left to right. That's a right circuit. If you're doing a left circuit, it will be a left circuit. You're going right to left, and you're doing hazard avoidance on the left. You have two high-speed maneuvers. You have now it is an emergency stop first. As I said, it changed 2011. It was the other way around, hazard avoidance and then the emergency stop. And there was no tolerance on speed. You had to come through at 50 kilometers an hour, 32 miles per hour. And if you were under speed, and that was it. But now, of course, you've got, it's the other way around, and you've got a 5% tolerance. Before we get into those, the first thing you're going to do is what we call a sight lap. We as an instructor will call it a sight lap, but it's also a controlled braking exercise. It's marked down to the controlled braking exercise. So you want to go around the top bend, left to right, you come through all of the cones, red cones all the way down, and you're going to stop again with your front wheel in the blue box. Very important, the front wheel is in the blue box. So you're just going around in between the red is your boundary, blues are your markers, in, out, through all the reds, straight line, front wheel stopping in the 4 blue cones. What isn't a bad thing is, ladies and gents, second gear round, always do that in second. Why not have a little play around, get your speed up to 32 miles per hour. He's not marking the speed, but have a little go at getting up to speed. Use it as a dummy run, front wheel stopping in the 4 blue cones. Pop it into neutral. Here, come over to you now. Ask you to turn around. It's not another U-turn. Use as much space as you need. Don't forget your observations, but to turn around, stop so you're facing the opposite way. The first exercise, back up to 51. Thank you very much. We're talking now about high-speed maneuvers. High-speed maneuvers is something that people worry about. It's nothing to worry about. If you get the right training, if you get the right practice, you can do this. Nothing to worry about if you're getting the right tuition. 55 people watch, sorry, 55 people watching, and it's just myself still. I'm doing well. Pat myself on the back. So, high speed. First high speed exercise is the emergency stop. And the word emergency stop gets people in a bit of a pickle. So we also say, well, think of it as a controlled stop, but you're stopping as quickly as you can, as safely as you can. Don't think of the word emergency. It sort of puts people off. Emergency, emergency. They panic. Emergency, emergency. Panic. No need to panic. We don't want panic. All of our bikes, all of our fleet have ABS brakes, anti-lock braking system. Now, I'm not saying that you can't skid them, because you can if you do silly stuff, but you've got a better control on an ABS. And the examiners like the ABS to be activated. Do we know what ABS sounds like when it's activated? You can hear it from a distance, but it's not locking. It's just the ABS kicking in. And that is not a fail on test. So if you get the ABS working on your bike on your test, it's not a bad thing. It means that you're really maximizing those brakes. Okay, so don't worry about the ABS kicking in. Speed 32 miles per hour, 50 kilometers per hour is clean sheet. 32 miles per hour, 50 kilometers an hour is no rider fault on the speed. So mirror shoulders before you move off always. Second gear, stay in second round. As soon as you come out as soon as you're coming out of the exit, start building up your speed. Now, we teach you to get your 32 miles per hour at the first red cones. The second pair of red cones with the yellows where your speed is. You don't want to be speeding up in this area. So get that speed up quicker. The last look at your speedometer wants to be at the first red cone. 60 people. Well done. The first red cones is the last point that you want to be looking at the speedo, and I'll explain why in a minute. You're coming through now. You come through the speed trap on the emergency stop. You do not do anything until your examiner raises his right hand. Okay, and if you preempt him, that's going to be a fault. He is going to put his hand up, and he's not going to put his hand up before the yellow cones, because that's where you're being measured. So don't go for your brakes, do anything until you're through the speed trap, and then we want that up. How are you going to stop then? How are you going to stop? We teach A, B, C. So A, accelerator, B, brakes, C, clutch, A, B, C. And we've got ABS brakes, as I said, so we've got nice control on the ABS. However, what could happen then if you bring your clutch in before the brakes? Certainly on a bike that hasn't got ABS. If your clutch comes in before your brakes, you're coasting. Do we know what coasting is? We don't want coasting. We don't want coasting. Coasting contributes to skidding. That's 62 likes. 62 likes. We had 62 viewers watching us. So fantastic. I'm really excited about how many people view it. I know, yeah, get excited. So sorry, anyway, get excited. A, B, C. A, B, C. Accelerator, brakes, clutch. Brakes, front followed by back. Most effective way of stopping in an emergency. Use your brakes firmly, progressively, bit firmer than what you normally would. It's an emergency. You need to think somebody's jumped out in front of you, okay? And we, as I say, have got ABS. So looking down after the first red cones can cause a problem because you might not see that go up. You might not come through a straight line. You might come at an angle. And it's more evident on the next exercise. Now, on an emergency stop, the examiner will be down here at the side. You don't want to ride up to him. Remember, when he puts his hand up, you need to stop as quickly as you can, as safely as you can. And as soon as the hand goes up, your reaction time will contribute to a shorter stopping distance. Okay, so speed. If you come through at 50 kilometers per hour, 32 miles per hour, that is job done. And he will come up to you, and if he's happy with everything, he will be saying to you, okay, then thank you, Robert. I will not ask you to do that again. So that is over. Okay. He might say to you, if you're a bit too slow, because you can get a 5% tolerance. So they mark you kilometers, 50, 49 will be a minor fault, and he'll say, won't ask you to do it again. 48 would be a minor fault. I won't ask you to do it again. 47 will be a minor fault, but you need to do the exercise again because you haven't met the minimum speed requirement. 5%, so 50, clean. 49, 48, minor fault, acceptable. 47 kilometers per hour, not acceptable. Minor fault, you will be asked to do it again, providing he was happy with everything apart from the speed. So you could come through and say 47. You did a big long skid. Well, he's not going to let you do it again. He'll say, right, okay, thanks very much for that. I want you to ride over to the gate and I'll meet you there. And if he does say those words, okay, ride over to the gate, then Houston, we have a problem. Yep, so that is that. Final exercise, hazard avoidance. Again, this is one that some people get a bit of a pickle about, the high speed, but nothing again to worry about if you have good practice, good training, listen to your instructor. And quite often we'll say to you, Cassie Wade, Rob, how did you know I was classy? Well, that's for me to know and you to find out, Cassie. So if you do the hazard avoidance, speed again, 50 is required. And yeah, so we'll talk you through that. Across the country, if you're looking at the high-speed manoeuvres, emergency stop and the hazard avoidance, generally the hazard avoidance will be marked at lower speeds than the avoidance, even though you still will come through at the same speed. And I'll explain why. Second gear again, going around second gear. You're coming out of the bend, you need to start building up your speed. You're coming through the first red, through the second red, and then you're through the speed trap with the yellow, and then you've got to come through the blue. Any DVSA publication makes the avoidance look very severe, and it's not. It is not severe. It's really replicating somebody opening a car door or you're avoiding a pothole. But the reason people are generally marked at a lower speed is because they're closing the throttle before the speed trap. And what we don't want you to do is close your throttle until you're through the speed trap. So be confident, practice confident. 32 at the first red cone, second red cone 32, but you're not looking down because your last time you've looked at your speedo, it's your first red. Biggest reason for people hitting cones, the blue cone. Any of you hit the blue cone? Any of you have aborted it or anything like that? The biggest reason is because you come through the red cones and then you're looking at the speedo. So you've taken your eye off the maneuver that you're actually doing. You don't want to close your throttle until you're through the yellow. And then once you're through and straightened up, that's then when you start to brake. Only when you've got through the maneuver. But you're closing the throttle, so you're slowing down anyway. And the engine braking on these 650s is beautiful, nice and controlled. You do not need to use your brakes until you're through and straightened up. And your front wheel stopping either in the 4 blue cones, because some examiners keep the 4 blue cones there, or other examiners make them 2. So just imagine there's a white line in between the blue 2 cones, and you need to stop there. Okay. But any that ask your examiner. Again, he will say to you, yeah, thanks very much, now your speed, or he might say, okay, that's not quite fast enough. He might get you to do it again. But as I say, the biggest reason that people do hit the cones is because they're looking down. And, you know, so don't use your brakes until you've straightened up. And then that's your hazard avoidance. So I think that's the maneuvers. Now, before we get Charlie joined in, we will just recap on some of that. Time, yeah, we're doing well. We've still got a lot of people watching. So thanks very much for that. I'm going to have a little bit of a recap about that in a minute, but I'm just going to go through again. If you don't mind, please, everybody, like the video, share the video. At 8:30, I'm going to be asking you 3 questions on sort of motorbiking based, if you want. They're all geared around sort of biking, if you like. But I'm going to ask you 3 questions. The first person to reply with the correct answers, we will forward to you in the post a RJH cap, an RJH neck tube, and an RJH lanyard. So there is a little goodie bag full of little bits and pieces, but thank you, Johnny. That will be at 8:30. So just to recap them, you won't be going for your module 1 unless you've passed your CBT and you've passed your theory test, and you need both of those documents to present to the examiner on your module 1. But with us, like a lot of schools, we will take the documents and look after them for you. You need to all the appropriate gear. Remember, ankle protection boots. And, you know, even now it's still cold. So anybody going for tests next week onwards, you know, wrap up, get your thermals and things on. Okay, Mark, thanks very much, mate. Well done. Thanks for joining us. Now, what I would say is there that this test will last you possibly about 15 minutes. So don't rush it. It'll last you about 15 minutes. You can accumulate 5 minor faults, 6 as a fail. 1 serious, 1 dangerous is a fail. And I think we sort of covered on most what those would be. And the exercises are manual handling, slalom and figure of 8, slow speed in a straight line, a U-turn. And then you've got your sight lap, control braking, then you've got your emergency stop, then you've got your hazard avoidance. And it really is over very, very quickly. Then you'll get another certificate, like, well, you'll get a certificate, which is the size of a, like that, A5. And then you need to put that with your CBT, you need to put it with your theory test, and then you need to present those again for your module 2 test. Any training, don't do any CBT slots this weekend. Any of these training, do not rush it. Take your time, listen to your examiner, ask questions, relax, and, you know, do the best you can. All we want is you to do the best you can. Okay, and please let me know how you'll get on. And do let me know if you have found that useful. Have you found module 1 useful, that subject? Next week, I'm going to, I think, be looking at module 2. So maybe there's some of you that have done your module 1, but you're now looking at module 2. Now, we have a lot of videos on module 1, and we have a lot of videos on module 2. But, you know, we're going to be doing this live stream again, so you can get involved, ask your questions, and, you know, and I think that's working. All right. So that's that. So let's see where we're up to then. So what's involved? the history of the CBT and so on. That's good. So thanks once again, everybody, for staying on. We've still got 57 people watching us. That's good. Peaked at 67, I think. I think we peaked at 67. So be nice to get that up again. And what I would say is, again, we are going to have that competition at 8:30, so stay tuned. But meantime, what I want to do is get Charlie involved. Now, if anybody phones us up, they're going to get through really now mainly to Charlie. Yeah, Charlie is our sort of main voice now on the phone. So anybody wants to do any training and stuff like that, then Charlie's going to be the person that will do with that. He looks after the diary. He looks after the instructors and allocating them the work and stuff like that. But, you know, if anybody's going to get you a test, Charlie will sort of liaise with Lisa, who is still behind the scenes booking tests. Indeed, she's today alone managed to get a load of Module 1 tests. Yeah, we've been requesting tests and requesting tests and requesting. But, you know, so Charlie through Lisa, they can get the test, and Charlie just go through what he does when if somebody phones up, how he works out the Module 1 training, how he suggests what training you have. You go through all that, and also where we do the tests and everything. And I'll just stay on hand as well to help out. But also, what I would say is, you know, I'll be looking at the questions and stuff like that. So let's have a little bit of a countdown. I think we need to do that because apparently I've been told the people watching it, for me, I got to 67. So now apparently when Charlie comes on, it's going to go up to 75 or 80. That's what he thinks. So let's have a countdown if you want. All right. So let's go then. 10. So come join in with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Boom! 70 views.
Yeah.
Oh, close.
No, come on.
Good evening, everyone. Hello. How is everyone tonight? On this fine Friday night evening. Thank you for having me, Robert.
Is the wind calmed down outside? Has it? Is the wind gone?
Yeah,
Has it calmed down? Yeah, because you seem to have got a bit of bum fluff around here. So it can't be windy anymore, because if it was windy out...
There we go, 60 already, Robert.
We know you said 75.
It's on the climb. Hi, everyone. Hi, Andy.
Welcome, Charlie. Yeah, so Charlie, yeah, so let's have a look then. Who we got? Got bum fluff, lol. Yeah, the good ones are the best, mate. The good ones are the best. So Charlie, so I phone up to get me left, because this is all about Module 1.
Yeah. But
I phone you up and I say to you that I want to get me bike license. So and I've done my CBT. Let's think I've done my CBT somewhere else, but I wasn't happy. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's where I am. What can you do for me?
No problem at all. So I first establish if they've got a valid CBT in theory. So if that's within the 2 years.
What if they haven't?
Then we can provide that, no problem at all. It's all included in our packages that we offer. Now, the packages that we offer, there's different courses. Right. Now, these courses are tailored to everyone's needs. Yeah. Now, everyone's on different levels. Some people are experienced riders, some people are new riders. So different people will require different amounts of training. So somebody with lots of experience on bikes would need less training. Someone with hardly any experience will need more training. Now, within the courses that we do, we include bike hire, equipment hire, test fees, insurance, etc. The only thing that isn't included is the motorcycle theory test. Now, that is booked on the Gov website, and that's £23. Yeah. Now, someone says to me, well, what is the direct access? What does it consist of? And how do I go about sorting it out?
Yeah, because what's this lessons? You split them up, don't you?
Correct. So, for example, if someone has been riding around on a CBT for a few years and has covered quite a few thousand miles and have gained quite a bit of experience.
Hey, Dave, I was just saying, Dave, you missed it, but I said to Charlie, the winds, it must have stopped being windy out. The winds calmed down. Because let me assure you, Dave, if he'd gone out in the wind, he would have had a shave because it had all blown off.
You don't want me to take this hat off as well, that's for sure. God, I need a haircut
You
just
going
like
bald?
you. No, I'm getting too much hair. I can maybe give some to you. Hi, Ellen. How are you doing? So, yeah, so as I was saying, an intermediate course is somebody that had been riding around for a few years on a CBT. Now, what an intermediate course consists of is 5 3-hour slots. So the first 3 3-hours are for your training, and the final 2 are for your tests, your Mod 1 test and a Mod 2 test. Now, that's split up. I will explain it a bit more in detail for you. So as Rob said earlier on in the video, you'll have a Module 1 slow speed training session and a Module 1 high speed training session.
So you separate them?
You separate them into 3-hour slots.
And what's the benefit of that then?
The benefit of splitting them up?
Yeah.
That it's not all compact together. You can spread it out. You can go home. You can process what you've learned for your slow speed training session and come back for your high speed feeling refreshed and ready to take on your high speed.
And what if I wasn't ready for me high speed? Because I suppose I've got to do my slow speed before
Correct.
I do my high speed.
And that sometimes does happen with people that just can't pick it up quicker as much as they'd like to. Now, what I usually do when booking people in this circumstance is leave a few days clear in between all of your training days, just in case you need a top-up session.
61. Still
61.
not as high as me on my own.
Don't worry.
I still have more on my own.
No, you had 62. It's fine. It's on the rise. Don't worry. They've seen this. And they
Dave,
know
lol, bless him. Cat could lick that off. You put some cream on his chin. You're not wrong, Dave.
He's going to get blocked from this channel, you know.
Dave, you're not wrong, mate.
So, yeah, so we leave days clear in between training and test days just in case you feel and the instructors advise an extra top-up session. Now, extra top-up session, those 3 hours really will benefit you. I know throughout this lockdown 3.0, people hadn't been on a bike for 3 months as an example. And if they've got a Module 1 test coming up and they've not been on a bike for 3 months, they're not going to be ready. They're going to be a bit rusty.
Hey, did you know Cass is a dog groomer? She said she could sort your bum fluff out.
People need to stop going on about this bum fluff, okay? I can't grow a beard. It's fine. Right.
But you can get something for that, you know.
I'll find some dog cream or something, whatever.
Yeah, you can get something for it.
This is about Module 1, not bum fluff,
right.
Okay?
Module
Thank you.
1.
So, yeah, so as I was saying, what we can do is leave days clear in between the training and test days. And say, for example, during the lockdown, you've not been able to ride a bike for 3 months. You can always book in for an extra slow speed, high speed mix session.
Oh, so you can mix them.
So say if you've already done your slow speed and your high speed and you've not got a test for 2 months after that, prior to your test a few days before, you can do a 3-hour slow speed, high speed mix session.
Very good.
And that there, the instructors will integrate both the slow speed and the high speed into one session and make you confident when going in for your Module 1 exam. Now, there is different courses that we offer. That's the intermediate course. That's the middle course. It's our most popular course. There is a cheaper course. That's the advanced course. And there's a more expensive course, the beginner's course, in which you will require more training sessions because of your, not lack of ability, but your inexperience on a motorbike.
So I think it's really good you split them like that. I think it's good you spread it out because we all learn different, don't we?
Correct.
So we might go for that lower course based on what you'd recommend, and then we might not be ready. And if we're not ready, that's a good thing about it. It's not a set Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday test. It's spread out so you can top it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there is, I think, every case and circumstance is a difference. For example, we have people coming from the Netherlands and they say, I've got a week slot that I want to get my Mod 1 and Mod 2 test passed. So we do our very best to allocate them those slots and get them in and get them passed. But we usually recommend for people that can, with work commitments and other commitments that they've got, is spreading the course out over a few weeks. Go home, go and understand what you've learned on that day, feeling refreshed and ready to come back to take on your next training session.
And what about, I saw somebody the other day that phoned you up and said they wanted a 3-hour lesson, because the least we do is 3 hours. We don't do one day.
Correct.
So a 3-hour lesson. And they were from another school because they couldn't do it.
Correct.
And they had to test with another school and they wanted a top-up lesson because we got, what we got now, 35 bikes, I think, close to 35 bikes. Or
with 10% electric.
10% of our bikes, that's another live feed we'll be doing on that. But yeah, but we've got about 35 bikes now, plenty of instructors, plenty of bikes. And yeah, so you were able to accommodate them.
Absolutely. We do our very best to go out of our way to accommodate your needs, especially with tests. We prioritize tests. So if you want to come in and get your full bike license, we do our utmost best to allocate you days that work around your work commitments.
Somebody said you don't have to wait for tests. Why is that?
Well, the reason why you don't have to wait for tests with us is because we use, I think it's 8 or 9 different test centres. Now,
where are they? Do you know?
Yeah, I can tell you. So from our Eccles branch, we use Darwin, Atherton, and St Helens.
Darwin, Atherton, and St Helens.
Yep. And Bredbury.
In peak time, you've used Bredbury and Macclesfield.
Okay, and Macclesfield too.
So there's 5 there.
Fantastic. In Northwich, we would use Chester, Wrexham,
yes,
St Helens, Shrewsbury.
Right, there's another 3.
And then from our Wigan branch, you could use St Helens. You could
even go up to, I think there's one up further north. Is it Barrow-in-Furness?
Barrow-in-Furness.
Somewhere in there anyway.
Yeah.
But those are the 8, aren't they?
So that's the 8 sites.
And Lisa books all the tests, and she really just gets what she can when she can.
Correct.
So we don't seem to be waiting for tests, do we?
And the way that it works is Lisa will buy the tests. So within the courses that you end up going for, you don't have to worry about booking your own test. Oh, pardon me. We provide the tests for you. So we buy the test in advance, and then it's included in your course that you go for, whether that be the advanced or the beginners and in between. Now, you'll come along to our training site before your test. So if it's your module 1 test, which is the topic of conversation tonight, you'd come to our, if you were doing your training in Eccles, come to our Eccles branch. You would then get on the bike, ride your bike over to the test centre. If it's St Helens, you'd go to St Helens with an instructor, Rob, Graham, Sylvia, and then you'd ride the bike. You'd have your exam and ride the bike back to the Eccles site with a pass, hopefully. That's the aim for everyone. We want everyone passing first time to keep up our first time pass success rate, but also have happy pupils. That's the aim. So 8 different test centres that we use. So the waiting time, we can get you in, get you passed, get you out. That's what we want.
But we don't just get you out and forget about you.
Absolutely not. There's people here that you remember from 17 years ago that you still keep in contact with. It's a nice, friendly environment, and we don't just want you in, passing your test and get you out. We want you to be safe. Safety
is number 1. So we've got about 15 minutes. So 15 minutes before I do the competition, we're still under what I had on my own. So
no, you were 62.
67.
I promise you, it was 62.
No, 67.
Robert.
It was 67.
You've
seen. So we're telling you now. Anyway, if you want to win an RJH goodie bag, there's the lanyard, the neck tube, and the cap. Yeah. Share the video, get liking it. The competition is at 8:30. 3 questions. First to answer them correctly, send those in the post to you. All right. So there's a little bit of an RJH goodie bag. What else about module 1 then? What your involvement is?
Let's have a think.
And you remind people when they book to bring all the documents and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Anything they have to bring at the moment extra, because Monday is the first day of test.
Correct.
Post lockdown 3. So what extras do you tell them?
So you must bring a face mask with you upon arrival. That's at our Eccles, Northwich or Wigan branch, and also upon arriving at the test centre, you must have a face mask with you.
Right.
What else is there? What else do pupils need to bring with you? All your documents. So your theory test certificate, your CBT certificate. If it's your mod 2 you're going for, bring your mod 1 pass certificate, your driving licence, driver record. Bring it all with you. Yeah. Have it all in a folder with you. So every time you've come and you've passed the stage, get it all in a folder. Yeah. Keep it all neatly and organised, so there's no hassle. What
would you do if somebody arrived at the school and didn't have their documents?
It's a good question. It's a very good question.
Without the documents,
you can't send them for tests without documents.
You wouldn't even leave the test centre.
No.
So it is an important one.
It's very important, and that's why I highlight it in the confirmation text that I would send every single person when booking a full course.
Yeah.
It's imperative you bring all your documents with you.
Yeah. And with the module 1, when people inquire about it from wherever they are, do you always recommend them watching our YouTube?
Absolutely. I think I mention it to most people when they inquire about the direct access. In fact, we've had 2.2 million views on our YouTube channel. We've got over 400 videos now, many hours worth of absolutely vital information.
Yeah, lessons.
Lifelong lessons as well, though. Even if you pick up one thing from one of the videos, we've done our job. We've helped you in obtaining your full bike license. So it's important that you don't only like, subscribe, share, you watch the videos as well, because they do help. They are very, very informative. Even if it's people from all across the country.
Yeah, Ian is asking about the blue box, mate. Is it the blue box on the control stop exercise? So you'll be riding slowly into the four blue front wheel and four blue cones after straight line. You'll do your U-turn, then you do what's called the control brake go round, where sight lap, control brake, front wheel. You'll then put the two blue cones on each other. You'll have two. So when you do the hazard avoidance, there will be only two blue cones.
What if you're mask exempt?
Oh, Rob Quince is saying, leaving indicators on was my worst fault. Yeah, I've got a great video on that now, actually, about cancelling. So I always teach people, new road, check your mirrors, cancel your signal. But there is a video. It's had quite a lot of views, that one as well, because not cancelling your indicator is quite a lot, a big fault that people need to. Can I use the neck sock I'm going to win? Yes.
Are you going to win it, though?
You can.
Answer them correctly.
We actually provide the neck tubes to full license. People going for tests, we will provide you with one. So, yeah. Yeah, 4 cones to 2. Thanks. Hey, Jason. Yeah, hello, Jason. Where's... Right, 10 minutes to the competition. 10 minutes.
Well, we need to hit 60 as a minimum views.
Well, I think it'll go up for 8:30. I'm hoping.
I hope so.
People will become
like, subscribe, share. It helps the channel. Keep it going.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Would you say that counter steering is used for the hazard avoidance test or just regular? Yeah, you can do a bit of counter steering. Not a problem at all. If it helps you, try it. Waiting for the 3 questions, or I'm exempt.
You're exempt, Chief.
Yeah, but yeah. Well, Lisa, is the audio available after the live stream ends? Is it? Yes, it is. Ian, you can watch the video after the live stream is available as much as you want, mate.
Good evening, Darren.
Darren.
How you doing, Darren?
He was on last week.
He was.
He's coming in for 8:30, you see, for the competition.
It's going to start heating up.
Yeah, Chief will strike again. He's very competitive, Graham.
He loves it, the Chief.
He doesn't say he is, but Graham is very competitive.
He's a Chief, though.
Yeah. Hey, very. So the question I've given the questions a bit of thought. So I don't think they're going to just come off your. Well, I think you have to do a bit of homework. So yeah, I do think it's going to be an interesting one. But we've got about 9 minutes to the competition. So any questions, Module 1? What do you think? Have anybody got any questions for Module 1?
Maybe about.
See you for start of next month up here. Yes.
Ireland's time to watch some of your videos. Fantastic. Get them watched. Some people may think, well, do I need to bring different types of equipment for my Module 1 test? Do I have to provide my own helmet? Do I have to provide my own bike? So no, it's all included in the cost for your Module 1 test. Now, going for your Module 1 test and requesting special test centres, that is happens to me quite often. We have people coming in saying, I actually live in Darwin and I want to do my test in Darwin. I just have a look in my diary with all the instructors' availability and the test availability, and I can say, well, on this day we've got a specific Mod 1 test available, or on this day there's a Mod 1 test available, and we just work. If you're not able to do this one, we'll look for the next one and get you booked in as soon as we can. Again, we work around your availability and how flexible you are.
Ian, with regards to your U-turn, mate, you can do a rolling U-turn, or you can do from the box, just go forward. And yeah, you will need, if your front wheel's in the 4 blue cones, you're going to need to go forward a little bit, aren't you? Because you don't want to hit the cone over when you're turning. So get your observations in, just roll forward a little bit, ride forward a little bit, get another lifesaver in and go as soon as you want to go, mate. Just don't go past the end of the white line. Fine with everything apart from the hazard avoidance. Failed twice on that. Passed third time comfortably. Passed mod 1 first time. Yeah. So well, yeah. I mean, the high speed. If you have the second attempts and you're still under speed, then you would fail. You get 2 attempts at the high speeds if you're under. If you go too higher the speed, doesn't matter. But go under the speed outside the 5% twice, and you would fail. But generally speaking, if you're failing on the avoidance, yeah, you need a bit more practice. Don't try and blag it, because you need to be nice and confident with it.
Yeah, Tom, you can call me. I'm in the office tomorrow from 9 a.m. So anytime after 9 a.m, buddy, I'll be able to answer your call. And like Lisa said, if I don't, I'll give you a call straight back, buddy. We can discuss getting you booked in.
Yeah, scroll back, Ian. It's all back there, Ian. Yeah, figure of 8, laughing dog. It's all back. So play back the video. I've gone through all. So anybody just joining us, I have gone through all of the exercises on module 1. I've gone through them all in quite a lot of detail. So do watch back, play back. If there's anything you want to ask, I pick up the question. You can comment away later when it's finished. I'll still pick up those questions. Okay.
Talia Simpson, he likes to be called around 2 a.m. usually. You say that, it's happened in the past before. All throughout the night there's been calls. The phone never dies. Andy, he wants next weekend CBT if available. I'll have to have a check in the diary for you, see what I can do, see if I can get him in. But I'll have to let you know tomorrow. I've not got the diary in front of me as we speak because we're on the live.
Right then, so what we got?
4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 or 5 minutes. Hey, 48 likes now. That's going up, isn't it? That's more than last week. We got 47 likes. Be nice to get 50 plus likes.
Would be.
And be nice to get 67 57 or more watchers at one time. We're currently on 48. Bring on the competition. 4 more minutes. So please do like and share the video if you're not already. It does help more people get on board.
I think everyone's getting ready for the competition.
I think everybody is getting ready for the I think you're right. Not a competition though.
So what did they win again? Just remind the viewers.
The lanyard goes around your neck for your keys, doesn't it? All bikers need a lanyard. Neck tube. And all bikers need a neck tube. Yeah, goes around you. You did there's a video of these. You did about 8 things you can use them for.
Correct.
And then you got your cap.
It's not bad to win a freebie, is it?
No. 47. Charlie, can you sneak me in the answers quick? Yeah.
I don't even know the questions, Lisa.
Competition. Bring on the competition. Rob Quince, best advice for U-turns is look where you need to go and your bike will follow you. Yeah, it is. Look where you want to go. Don't lean with the bike. Counterweight. Lean against the bike. And keep the clutch on the friction zone. Moving the bike. Keep the clutch on the friction zone. Moving the bike. If your clutch comes in, you're going to put your foot down, or a good chance you're going to.
I'm still talking about doing my A2 license as well, aren't I?
You are. But I don't think your mum will let you.
2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes. Any more questions there, ladies and gents, on Module 1? Tonight's video is all about Module 1. Module 1 is the third part of obtaining your license. CBT theory. Module 1. Module 2.
50 likes.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you
50.
so much.
There you go. That's another record. Another record tonight. It's only the 4th live stream we've done. And the other thing is what do people want on a live stream, or is it what we're doing all right? Is having a subject? Is it having a subject? Like last week was a CBT, which did well. This week is a module 1 that we did well. Next week, can you ask the examiner questions? Yes, you can, Ian. The examiners are very helpful indeed. Which helmet would you prefer if you wear glasses? A helmet with a pin lock visor. So it doesn't matter what style of helmet, but a visor, get a pin lock visor, because that will stop it steaming up.
1 minute.
2 minutes. Lovely Kawasaki
2 minutes.
A24C Charlie RJH North, which nice instructor suits you too. She's plugging again for business, isn't she? Hey, she's plugging. My hair is mental, can't we? Yeah, well, that's it. Hair. We've all got it. We've all got the lockdown hair. Hey, 52 likes. Fantastic. So competition is coming in 1 minute's time. So if you've got your pens and paper.
When Rob gets his haircut, he'll have to change his name to Sean Ryder.
Oh, Sean Ryder.
I don't get it.
He's a Sean Ryder. I think I get it.
I'm not good with one-liners, to be totally honest.
I'm a rider, a ride. Sean Ryder.
You're a biker. 1 minute, everyone, and the competition's here. 50 viewers, all 50 of you. Get your answers in for your chance to win the freebies.
Okay, then. So we're coming up then. 50. Probably not going to get any more than that for you. 51 again. So, okay, then. Let's think about coming up to 20:30, 8:30. So competition time. So being with a chance to win. Lanyard, neck tube, cap, question number 1 coming up very nearly 8:30. So, question number 1: when did it become compulsory in the UK to wear a safety helmet? So, when did it become compulsory to wear a safety helmet on a motorcycle in the UK? That is question number 1. I want the 3 answers on 1 post, please, ladies and gents. The second question: what date, I want the specific date, day, month and year, did the testing resume for cars, for bikes, following the end of World War II? So what date did testing resume following the end of World War II? That's just cars, actually, not yeah. So I want the specific date. And also, so recap on that 1 and 2, so you keep listening. Okay, I want all 3 questions on 1 post, please, folks, because I don't want to be, so you're going to have to write these down and post them on 1 post. So question 1, what year did safety helmets become compulsory? Question 2, what date did testing resume following the end of World War II? And the third question, the final question, is what date did the new 2-part modular motorcycle test, what date was it introduced in the UK as required by the EU 2nd directive? So question 1, 2 and 3. What question 1, safety helmets became compulsory. Question 2, what date did testing resume following the end of World War II? Question number 3, what date did the 2-part modular training through 1946 and 27th of April 2009? Oh, we've got a winner. I don't think that, Lisa. I think you're very clever, Lisa, but I think that's, 27 Northeast Gas first, 1973, second, it's 9, no. I want specific dates for the testing resuming after the end of World War II. I want day, month and year. And question 3 is again the day, date, month, and year of the new 2-part modular test. 1973, October 1947. No. 1973, 1st 11, 1946. No, Darren, sorry. Sylvia, no. We're still waiting for a winner. I'm going to repeat those questions. 1973, first. 1980, no. What year did safety helmets become compulsory? What date did the testing resume following the end of World War II? And what date was the new 2-part motorcycle test introduced to the UK? So still waiting for 3 answers. What was that on?
52.
Don't know. Unliked. 1974, 27th of the 4th.
We got a winner.
We got a winner, Darren.
Darren.
Well done, Darren. Darren is the winner. Darren is the winner. Well done, Darren. So if you can email us your address, mate, Darren S., you are the winner. If you can email us your address, mate, and we will send those to you. So info@rjhgroup.co.uk, and we will send those in the post to you, mate. All right.
Well done, Darren. Does anyone have any questions for me in the meantime? Whilst Robert is typing away. Anything about Module 1? Anything about RJH? Bike-related tests? Anything? Yeah, I think I'm going to enroll on my A2 license. I know I speak to tens and tens of people on a daily basis about Module 1, Module 2, tests, training, CBTs, etc. But I've never actually done it myself.
You've done your CBT?
Done my CBT, but never done my Module 1 or Module 2. So I think it would be a bonus if I know the process and can talk through my experiences as well to people that are going to enlist in the same process that I would have gone through. Yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my A2 license done. A2, because I'm only 21, it's my A2, and then after 2 years I can then go on and do my full A license.
Yeah, so Module 1 then. So that is all about Module 1. So next week I'm looking at doing Module 2, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get through the whole Module 2 test sheet, but if we can, give it a couple of hours, probably split it into 2.
Yeah, Dave, if you wanted a certain instructor, Rob, can you request this on booking? I suppose you can. I mean, it's very down to what instructors are available. As soon as slots come in, I book up instructors straight away. If Rob's available, for example, for a slow speed session, I'll get you in with Rob. It may just mean you'll have to wait a little bit longer if you want a specific instructor, but all the instructors here are great.
Does that mean that I'm very popular?
Probably means you're the best.
No, we're all the best.
I'm joking. But no, you've got Rob, Sylvia, and Graham, all direct access training instructors that you will have. To combine, you've probably got 100 years worth of experience. So you'll be in good hands whichever way you go. My CBT tomorrow, Manual 1 to 5, is the clutch control and gears easy to learn.
Easy with the right tuition. Don't pressurize yourself. You will learn at your pace. But yeah, if you're a car driver, manual car driver, you've got an advantage. It's as easy as you make it. But with the right tuition, you will be fine. So everybody thinking about next week, Module 2, would that be of interest to anybody? Anybody want a subject other than that? If I look at Module 2. Has the Module 1 live stream been of benefit? Have I covered everything? And you'll need to be this. Keep these widened door frames. Yeah. We've already had that done, Andy. So quite pleased with tonight then.
Yeah, it's gone very, very
Having
well.
watched your videos, I think Rob's great. Dave, I like Dave. I do. I think you should get Dave. You should look after him when he comes because he's very good. He presses the right buttons. Dave does.
I know. What I say to a few people that I'm friendly with doing some training as well is I'll try and get you in as quickly as I can for your module 1 test. If you, with a little bit of a bribe, if you bring me in some snacks, you know, then I'll get you in. Charlie, would you say you were a director of the company? I'd say it's an ambition of mine, and I'm very close to achieving that. So maybe in a couple months, I think I'll get there, Talia.
Poodle.
Email sent, Darren. Great, we'll get that, and we'll get that sorted for you the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Dave, you're watching
the wrong videos.
You need to watch the sheep
videos.
The shoe strikes again.
The chief videos. The chief just bloody films. It's me does all the hard work and updating it all. Isn't it? Hey? Oh, what do you think about these then? Have you seen them?
It's a mouse
mat.
Mouse mats. Yeah. It's good, isn't it?
Isn't it good?
Still 37 views on an hour and 40 minutes into the stream. Thank you all for your support very much. Appreciate it.
I suppose we have another competition next week.
I can make a competition next week.
Homemade sausage roll, do you, Charlie?
Homemade sausage roll. Oh, it doesn't excite to me as much as something maybe like pomegranate seeds or mango slices does.
Blimey. That was Sue, wasn't it? She brought that
Sue Milner.
Sue Milner
Bought me in a full pineapple.
Pineapple.
Only because I asked her nicely. So, Dave, if you're around, I'm in Northwich in the office tomorrow, or when we reopen on Monday.
Dave's not local, is he?
Well, he can come down for a coffee once we reopen, maybe, and give me some food.
He's not local.
Poodle food. Sheaf, I'm your boss.
Charlie likes fruit. Graham likes hobnob.
Rob's like days off.
Yeah, and I got 26 days on the trot. I've just done 9 days instructor training in Northwich, which was an hour each way. So hence I'm looking a bit. And I've got another 17 days on the trot before a day off.
We were absolutely hammered, weren't we?
That's the living the dream. Living the dream.
We were trying to get on top of the backlog, weren't we? Lockdown, more and more people wanting to get on a bike.
Yeah, we
wanted to get on top of it. So
Sylvia's having what? How many days?
Sylvia's having too many days off.
2 or 3 days a week.
Whereas Sheaf and Rob are working 7 days a week. So Sylv, May time, 30 days straight.
Come on.
I intend to travel to you guys to North East for my bike.
Gaz.
North East, Gaz, what you waiting for, buddy? Give me a call tomorrow. I'll tell you when the next available Mod 1 test is and we'll get you in.
Darren, your email's just pinged through, mate. So we will be sending that. Probably go Monday morning now, but we will be sending you it on Monday. Well done again. Thanks for watching and, contributing to the competition. 1 hour 42. Yeah, not long now. Another 20 minutes, I suppose.
Can do, yeah.
Yeah.
So if people still want to interact, 35 still on, which is great. Keep the questions coming.
How many? What about how many module 1 tests did it take you to pass?
How many did it take?
Yeah. Have you passed your module 1 test?
Yeah.
And how many module 1 tests has it taken you to pass?
I
had somebody fail module 1 7 times once, but they carried on, got there in the end. And passed, I think, on the 8th time.
Yeah.
And then on their module 2, they passed it first time.
Good. Will I get a free cup of travelling, North East, guys? I'll sort you out a brew or two, no problem at all. Next year's the lot.
2009. No, North East, guys, you get brews, biscuits, free neck tubes, a lot. Yeah. So and what about there was a theory test? Is that easy to pass then? Because there was a record. Somebody failed a theory test 96 times.
For real?
96 times.
Wow.
And they failed.
That's bad. No, theory test. A lot of people actually get quite confused about the theory test. They say, do I do it on my app or what's it about? You actually have to go to a test centre to get that done, just like your car. Similar to your car one when you pass that. I personally have never done one myself.
You've done one on a car?
I've done one on a car, yeah, but for a bike.
Did you pass it?
Passed it first time, but
Right.
I passed my car test first time as well. I picked things up like that quite quickly. Study it, download some apps, go on the internet, do some mock tests. Definitely help you. It is similar to the car, obviously with a few differences. You're out on a bike in the open on your own, so there's going to be some differences, but also some similarities too. So do some revising before you go for your theory, and you will not have a problem.
It's preparation, isn't it?
Absolutely. And also the YouTube videos, that can be good preparation before you come along for even your first training session. Darren lives in the Highlands.
Yeah, up in the Highlands.
Very nice.
Isn't it?
We'll have to go for a bike ride up there.
You don't ride a bike.
What, a car ride
It'll
then?
take you years to get there on a push bike. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen you ride a push bike. Learned loads from YouTube.
Fantastic.
Electric smoke. Is that just come on?
Yeah.
Oh, you missed the competition.
Oh, you missed a competition. Electronics Moat UK.
Thanks for Google. Yeah.
It's good. It's good. 33 viewers still on. Thank you guys for your continual support. We do appreciate it. So remember to like, subscribe, and share. Talia, nearly as many tests as I had to take for my car. Yep, my sister failed 5 times. She's a little bit clueless. But listen, we get there in the end.
Was watching
while cooking.
Yeah.
Good man.
Yeah.
Learning some Module 1 training manoeuvres whilst cooking a nice fry-up. That's the life.
Bikers fry-up.
So any suggestions for next week's videos then? What would you like to see on here? If you think this was a success, shall we go on to Module 2? Or shall we do something completely different? What suggestions have you guys got?
Andy, what's your profile picture on Facebook? Good old Facebook.
So we've got another busy day tomorrow then, haven't we, across the sites? Let's see. Can we watch you both shave off your floor?
Mod 2 and also good motorcycle gear. Yeah, so Mod 2, we are going to look at that, Darren. Motorcycle gear. Yeah, I suppose we could do it on a motorcycle gear one.
Yeah.
That's when our local school.
Where's your local school, buddy? Whereabouts are you based? How many electric bikes you got then, Lord Rob? Dave, come on, don't be calling him Lord Rob now. Don't make his head go any bigger.
Lord.
No, I'm not happy with that, Dave.
Lord. I'll tell you, Dave he's old school, Dave.
No.
He is, he's old school. He knows.
I'm not having that, Dave.
He knows how to speak to people, does Dave.
Dave, if Robert is Lord, then what am I?
Poodle.
No.
There's
got to be a level of hierarchy.
You're Rob's corgi. If I'm a lord, you're a corgi.
Dave, but your answer to the question is 10% of our bike fleet now are electric.
10%.
10% of our full fleet are electric.
Coming next week.
Very excited for them.
Coming next week.
I'll pop down in a few years when I have the experience and look for a job.
Absolutely.
A few years, no problem. Our doors are always welcome for you, Darren. But Dave, on the other hand, I think the doors are going to be quite closed for you now, my friend.
Oh, dear.
Unless... I'm only joking, Dave, with pleasure.
Lord.
It's a first.
Robert.
I'll WhatsApp you a proper chin beard, Charlie. Lol, Prince Charlie. Or you can refer to me as Charles if you'd like.
Dave,
I like the name Charles.
Dave, I think you've missed the ESS. Princess. Princess Charlene. Princess Charlene.
Well, guys and everyone, I'm heading off a fantastic stream as always. We'll give you a call tomorrow after my CBT. Take care and looking forward to my next. No problem, Northeast guys. Nice to see you, buddy. Keep well. And we'll see you on next week's stream.
Advanced chat, please, would be good. King now.
King Rob.
A lord.
Lord and King. I'm not happy with this. So I've got Prince. I now need to get...
No, Princess.
No, so I'm Prince and Her Majesty.
Princess Charlene.
Princess Director.
Princess Charlene. So we're getting close to wrapping up then, ladies.
We are.
Gents, yeah. Go and get something to eat. Princess Chardonnay. Yeah. That's got a ring to it, hasn't it? I think that should be, yeah, I like that.
Princess Chardonnay. I'm going to get a Form 10 and put Charlie on charge. I'm going to get a Form 10 and put Charlie on a charge. What does he mean?
God help us tomorrow, Sir Rob.
Graham, don't you start calling him Sir Rob.
Graham, Lord.
No. It's Chardonnay over here.
It's Lord Rob.
Right, anything else? Any questions?
About 10 minutes then. We'll wrap it up.
10 more minutes. Fire away any more questions. Still 30 viewers, which is fantastic. Really appreciate
the likes
it.
have gone down now.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't
understand people watching
that.
have liked it and then they've not unliked it.
It happens, it happens. But the 31 that are on, let's hear you.
So I think next week then I'll be looking at mod 2. We've got my mod 1 next week, not saying what day, and the pointers in your videos helped a lot. Well done, Stuart. That's good, man. Let us know if you join us next Friday. Let us know how you get on.
Dave just had a nice Chinese for tea, lol. I'm very jealous.
Hey,
my favourite.
Dave, yeah. Good luck, Stuart.
Yeah, it's still going up. Fantastic.
Yeah. So I think mod 2 next week.
Yeah.
I'll do a module 2. I don't think I'm going to get through it all, but maybe I'll split it into 2. I'll do a module 2 part 1 next week, get through as much as I can, and then maybe the following week I will do a module 2 part 2 and cover the rest. I think that would be useful.
An advanced chat though, like Rob suggested.
Yeah, an advanced.
We can get that sorted as well, maybe.
Advanced workshop, all based on this. Just pass me that book, which is the latest motorcycle roadcraft police riders handbook. That's what the advanced is basically sort of revolves around. So we'll get that. We'll get one lined up. Yeah, because I think the weekly live feeds are certainly cementing themselves as being a ongoing slot in our diary. So I think it is going to be a regular weekly event.
Trainee instructors haven't come on, have they, tonight?
No, well, I don't know, not I know, but I think the Friday, whether the Friday night will change, because I think there's a time, we ease out a lockdown and stuff. I think Friday nights might be playtime for a lot of people getting out and catching up out for meals and things. I might even choose a weekday, maybe a Monday night, but the Friday night might be not the best time to maximize our views. Gregory Ross, footwear for CBT, minimum, Gregory, of ankle protection. So a good pair of, if you've not got bike boots, a good pair of walking boots would be sufficient. Anything covering the ankle. And I've just typed all that out without even saying anything. Thank you, Andy. He's good, Andy, isn't he? He's there like a
whippet.
He's like a whippet. He's like a whippet, is Andy. But he's got the answers, which is good. Yeah. Well, yeah, look at that. No wellies, trainers, sandals, flip-flops. No, well done. So sturdy footwear. 8 minutes then. So 8 minutes and we're going to be going.
Get some nice food.
Yeah. So been not a bad night. Broke some more records tonight, haven't we?
He was my biggest influence in passing my test. Cheers. Emperor. Oh, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
I know. I tell you, Rob, it's a good name, Rob. We're on the same wavelength.
But we've had Emperor, Lord, King.
Yeah, listen, that's respect, Charlie. You have to earn respect. Yeah, when you start out like you got to earn it. It takes years and years and years to earn it. It don't happen over 2 minutes. So weekly fees are fantastic help. Just a shame I'm not in till late Wednesday. Works better for me. Yeah, I think Dave, we will be. I think I'm going to have to change it. So from a Friday night, but yeah, I mean, Wednesday midweek, I suppose. might be, yeah, we can certainly be looking at. But the good thing about the live feed is that, yeah, even though you don't contribute live, you can come back and watch it later. So it is there for eternity, isn't it? Yeah, so Andy, they are going to doing it the wind up now, Charlie or Greg Walsh. Okay, thanks. With you on Tuesday. You're with us on Tuesday, Gregory. Yeah, look forward. Where are you, in Eccles or Northwich, mate? Yeah, his face, bless him. I know. Yeah, yeah, he puts that little face on. Don't work with me though, Rob. Don't work with me. Northwich, so yes, ankle protection. And the shop's open, Gregory. So the shop, if you've not got any and you want to buy some, take your wallet, because J&S, I've got fantastic selection of bike stuff. And the bike shop, fantastic selection of bikes. So you will have a good time. And Sylvia, who's CBT instructor?
In Northwich.
Yeah.
Ashley and Sylvia.
Yeah, but who's on Tuesday?
It is Ashley.
Ashley. So Gregory, you will be having Ashley as your instructor. Nice lad. He will look after you. Well done, everyone, again, and a massive thanks to the viewers. Yes, Sylvia, the viewers make it worthwhile. Yeah, the viewers and the people that comment make it worthwhile.
Yeah, thank you, everyone, for joining tonight. I've enjoyed tonight's live. Let us know what we should do for the next week's live, though.
Well, I think I know what I'm going to do. It's just module 2.
Or for future videos, what more do you want?
Module 1 part. Module 2 part 1 and module 2 part 2. I think I'll split it into 2. Andy, yeah, send her your way. Andy's single, isn't he?
Is he? I think it'd be nice for my sister Talia, to be honest. I'm home by 1:30 on a Wednesday, but you guys will send him to bed without his dinner, Rob, and dock his pocket money.
Yeah.
Dave, why has Dave got something against me?
Me and Dave.
You go back many years.
Me and Dave, we're of the same. I think we're of the same era.
Yes.
Good night, Rob. Thanks for joining, mate.
See you, Lord Rob.
Yeah. So 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and then we
bedtime.
Will go. Yeah, bedtime. I think it's been a good night, and we've broke some records. And we had the highest subscriptions, viewers, the likes. I think are not far off being the highest. So we can't really.
We can't grumble. It's been a nice evening.
No. Do you think you've learned a lot?
I think I have.
Yeah.
Maybe you could both sing us a song.
Yeah. That would be good.
Mod 2, Part 1, Part 2, Good Motorcycle Gear Guide, What to Avoid, etc. Maintenance. Darren. But yeah, Darren, we got your stuff here, buddy. It's going to get posted out for you on Monday. 3 more minutes, and then we are done. Any final comments, thoughts? 30 viewers still on. That is fantastic. So thank you very much for your continued support. Remember, like, subscribe, share. It does help. Sound like you now.
You do. Well, you do try to copy me, don't you? You do try to copy me. So that's all right. Right then, I think that's it, ladies and gents. I think we're going to be wrapping up.
So Charlie, I've sent you a photo. I'll have a look at it in the morning, Dave. It's bedtime now. But no, thank you everyone for joining. And I will see you all next week on the feed. Yeah. Should we do that then? So a couple of minutes to go, ladies and gents. Gone a little bit quiet now. So we will say goodbye. Thanks for joining us. And same time next week. Bye for now. There.